Hey everyone, Steve from Arizona Backpacking Rentals, and just wanted to take a moment to walk you through what you can expect when you receive one of our backpacking kits shipped to you through the mail. When you take it out of the box, everything is inside your pack, but let's start with the most important piece of gear, which is your pack. This is an Osprey Atmos 65-liter backpack, tons of different storage pockets, really great for organization. One of my favorite features of these packs is this mesh lining on your back that allows air to get back behind there. Really makes it a lot more comfortable on the trail. And we do exclusively Osprey or Gregory backpacks, and they are all extremely comparable to this model right here. All right, let's get into this pack a little bit. Oh, but before we do, you're gonna get some trekking poles. These are collapsible so that they're easy to store on the pack if you prefer that. But some great cork handles right here as well. Really nice poles. But let's get into this pack a little bit and see what we got. You know what? Let's start with maybe the most important thing in here, which is your shelter. This is a Nemo Dagger 2-person tent. We do a tent with every single backpacking kit. However, if you're a couple and you prefer to share a tent, this is large enough to share comfortably. All right, it's got nice height. It's wide enough for 2 wide sleeping pads. So it's a great way to save pack weight, is actually to double up in one of these if possible. Also, yeah, it's gonna come to you inside the backpack, but when you're hiking, you're probably gonna wanna move it over here, strap it onto the pack right outside here and free up all that space inside. All right, what else do we have in our bag of tricks? Let's see. The tent is gonna come with a footprint, just to protect that floor. A lot of times this is probably going to be inside of your tent already. Make it a little easier for setup and one less thing to keep track of for you. All right, a couple of wide mouth Nalgene bottles. These are 32 ounces each for water. You're welcome. If you prefer to use your own water bottles, just let me know if you want us to leave these out. We can leave anything out of the pack if you want, if you don't want the pack weight, etc. So just let us know. All right, for a cook system, we have the Jetboil, super light, comes with a bowl. Your fuel canister and the stand that it sits on are gonna be right inside. It has a little pour spout and a lid to really trap that heat in there. A little handle so that you can grab onto it. So for coffee in the morning, for ramen, for your backpacking meals, it only takes about a minute to boil water in this. So there's your Jetboil kit right there. I think that's it for that part of the pack. Let's get into all of your sleep gear. Is going to be in this bottom pocket here. Also, there is a waterproof bag that fits right over this pack if you're in a torrential downpour. We don't want everything inside of here getting wet, so it's uncomfortable for you. So there is right inside this bottom pocket just a waterproof bag you can throw over the top. All right, let's get into this. All right, so we are using for our tent, for sleeping bags, we're using the Nemo Disco 15 degree and 30 degree, depends where you're hiking and what the weather is. They're both down sleeping bags. They pack down small, the 30's even smaller. One thing I love about these, they're not mummy bags. They're spacious, they're comfortable. If you're a side sleeper, if you move around a lot, you are gonna be right at home in this bad boy. These things are awesome. So definitely one of my favorite for the weight, for the warmth, etc. These things are awesome. All right. And I probably slept on every sleeping pad known to man. These are my absolute favorite. This is the Nemo Tensor sleeping pad. Great for side sleeping. One of the most notable things besides how small and light and packable this is this the wide. So your standard sleeping pad is 20 inches. This is 25 inches wide. So just even a more comfortable night's sleep for you there. And one thing I'll share, one reason we're pairing these two together is because you can fit 2 wide sleeping pads comfortably inside of the Nemo Dagger 2-person tent. So 2 people side by side, wide pads. You're in for a great night's sleep there. All right, one of my favorite pieces of gear. This is the Sea to Summit Aeros pillow. It's an inflatable pillow, just easy to blow up, super comfortable. And you can micro adjust it if you like it firm, if you want it a little softer, you can totally control that. This thing is awesome. All right, a couple other little knickknacks that we'll get to here. Gotta have a first aid kit, right? These are great little first aid kits. Everything you need: Band-Aids, gauze, scissors, tape, even medication if you experience discomfort while you're out on the trail. All right. And as far as this headlamp, I love this model. One thing I'll show you, it's really cool. It goes straight to night red light for nighttime, so you don't blind anyone else, you know. And if you want the white light, you just hold it down, and if you hold it down more, it gets really bright. Super simple. It's literally one button operation, but this is a great headlamp, plenty of power, really makes it easy to see everything. And then the final thing in here that I'll share with you, I keep it in, oh, maybe not. I put it in the other pocket. A Bic lighter, all right, here we go. Just an old school classic Bic lighter. You gotta light your cook system, boom, there we go. For campfires, etc. So yeah, you get a Bic lighter. This is just our regular kit for just the Grand Canyon or Yosemite or wherever. This is what you're gonna get with that. We do have a special Havasupai Falls package that comes with a couple of extras for that hike specifically. And any of these things I'm about to show you can also be added into a pack. Just let us know. But the first thing is, you don't want to be hiking around Havasupai Falls for the days that you're down in that beautiful water, doing day hikes to Beaver Falls or the Confluence or wherever you might be going in that giant pack. That's why we have these little day packs right here. They pack up super small, and I'll just kind of open it up so you can get a feel for it. Plenty of room in this for your food, your water shoes, a jacket, a raincoat, whatever you might need. So you're going to get that in a Havasupai Falls kit. Again, that is an add-on for other kits. Another thing that comes with the Havasupai Falls kit is a food sack. It's metal and mesh. Trust me, from experience, there's lots of little critters down there that want to eat your food. Even if you keep it in your backpack, even if you keep it in your tent, they'll smell it, they'll find a way. This will keep them from getting your food. That's going to come with your Havasupai Falls bags right there. Other add-ons, a Helinox Chair Zero. So there are picnic tables at a lot of the Grand Canyon campsites, but if you're doing some more adventurous Grand Canyon trails, Yosemite, if you're doing Bryce Canyon, Zion, whatever it might be, and you just want that comfort of a nice lightweight chair. This is, I think, less than a pound or right around a pound, but it's nice at the end of a long day to be able to just kick back and read a book or sit by the fire. So that is an add-on option right there for you. And then finally, if you're doing something a little bit more extreme where you want to lighten up the amount of water that you're carrying, we do have a water filter bag that you can add to the meat kit. I use these all the time. Killer filter. I've scooped some water that was pretty questionable, and it came out fantastic with this. So absolutely welcome to add that in. And you know, backpacking is my passion, and really facilitating adventures for you, memories, sharing that with your friends, being out in the backcountry. Like, that's my passion, and I hope that I'm able to help you get out there. So if you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have gear questions, if you want to know about certain trails, etc., happy to share anything that I can on that. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope this was helpful and helped explain a little bit more about what Arizona backpacking rentals kits are all about. All right, I'm Steve from Arizona Backpacking Rentals, and thank you again so much. Happy trails.